Alright, I've been trying to put up a Facebook Live video all morning and it is fighting with me, so here we go. We are putting this on YouTube. Alright, I've been talking to God this morning and He's been telling me some stuff. I've been studying through Deuteronomy 31 and this is what God is saying to me. In the Old Testament, people boldly proclaims the words that God gave to them, usually without hesitation, and these things would come to pass. In the New Testament, Jesus would boldly proclaim these words from God, and these things would come to pass. In John 16:7 and John 14:15 through 31, Jesus says that He and God will be inside of us, the Holy Spirit. He says this is better than Him being on the earth in flesh. This is truth, so we ought to be bold, strong, and courageous, just like the people in the Bible. Also, not only did people boldly proclaim the words God gave them, but people were saved and healed and miracles were performed. Even more so, these things should happen today because the Spirit is inside of us. Here's where it is in the Word, right here. John 16, verse 7. Very truly, I tell you, it is for good that I am going away. Unless I go away, the advocate, we're going to talk about that, the advocate, the Holy Spirit, will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. Advocate, here we go. It is from Greek. It is parakletos. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it doesn't matter what it means. One called alongside, one called to a person's defense, helpers, someone who publicly supports. Someone who publicly supports. The Holy Spirit inside of us, which is God and Jesus. We're about to read that right here in the Word. Right over here. Holy Spirit inside of us is publicly supporting us. And here we go. Hang on. We got this over here. Right above chapter 16, right here. John 15:26. When the advocate, Holy Spirit, comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who goes out from the Father, He will testify about me, and you also must testify, for you have been with me from the beginning. The Holy Spirit is testifying of God's truth, and we are supposed to be doing that too. Here we go. Jesus promises the Holy Spirit. John 14:15 through, where's the bottom here? 31. All right, here we go. Got to do some reading. If you love me, keep my commands, and I will ask the Father, and He will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept Him because it neither sees Him nor knows Him, but you know Him, for He lives with you and He will be in you. He will be in you. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Before long, the world will not see me anymore, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day, you will realize that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them. Then Judas, not Judas Iscariot, said, But Lord, why do you intend to show yourself to us and not to the world? Jesus replied, Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them. Anyone who does not love me will not obey my teaching. These words you hear are not my own. They belong to the Father who sent me. All this I have spoken while still with you. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. Oh man, you know how many times he says that? Do not be afraid. 365, 66, something like that times in the Bible. You heard me say, I am going away and I am coming back to you. If you loved me, you would be glad that I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. I have told you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. I will not say much more to you, for the prince of this world is coming. He has no hold over me, but he comes so that the world may learn that I love the Father and do exactly what the Father has commanded me. Come now, let us leave. Y'all, God is inside of us. If in the Old and New Testament these people can testify about God and can boldly proclaim God, how much more so should we be proclaiming God? The Holy Spirit's inside of us. He testifies of God. He testifies of the truth. We should be doing this. This is the Holy Spirit in us. He's not going to be able to get that truth out unless we let it out. We have to be the ones that are sharing the good news, that are loving on people, that are being the hands and feet of God. We don't have a physical version of Jesus on this earth. We have us, His people, God's people. All right, I'm going to get off that topic for now. Here we go to the next thing that God's told me. The Israelites were brought out of slavery into the promised land. And even before they entered the promised land, the Lord knew that they would have their fill of blessings He gave them. And then they would forsake Him for other gods. Tell me this is not true of us. This is us. We have idols all around because we have our fill of God's blessings, and then we walk away from Him. Right here at the bottom of Deuteronomy 31, verses 19 through 22, God is talking with Moses and Joshua and telling them that God already knows that the people are being brought into the promised land, and they are going to get their fill of their blessings from God, fill themselves up with the milk and the honey in the promised land, and then forsake God and go to other idols. Guys, how true is this of us? How many of us wake up every single day and we have all kinds of blessings all around us, and we just soak in all these blessings and we go off and focus on all of our idols, and we forget the one who's given these things to us? These things go hand in hand. These two things that God's teaching me go hand in hand. God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, 3 in 1, is inside of you. The only way that God is going to get His work done on this earth is through His people. We have got to listen to Him, to pray to Him every day about every single decision. Listen to what He is telling us. Read the Word. Pray without ceasing. Be in the Word day and night. You're not going to get the truth to share it with others if you're not spending time with God. And He's giving you all these blessings. He's the one who woke you up for every single day. You weren't promised today. God decided He was going to give you today because today He has something for you to do on this earth, in this world, for Him, for His namesake, for His glory. You are to testify about Him in all things you do. Every single action that you take, you should be reflecting God. Just the same way that I've been talking about how all of creation is so beautiful and amazing, and the mountains are so huge and awesome, and the ocean is so vast and beautiful and unpredictable, and it's just insane to see all the beauty around us and all the amazing things that God's created. Guess what? He created you, and He created you in His image. That doesn't mean that you just physically look like God looks. That means that your spirit looks like God's Spirit, and His Holy Spirit is inside of you. We are made in the image of God. If anything is beautiful and amazing, it's us, more so than anything else on this planet. And that's insane when you look at such beautiful things in creation, to think that you are the most beautiful and amazing thing that God has created. He has given you the ability to share His good news. Now guys, don't take it for granted. Just as it says right here in Deuteronomy, God turned His back on these people. You don't want God to turn His back on you. You want to be filled with His blessings. You want to show your appreciation for those blessings. You want to share His love with other people. How could you know God and not want to share His goodness with everybody around you? How could you know God and not want to be a blessing to God and to others? All right, I'm off my pedestal.